Hi everyone, we're here at John Sadler's Auto Repair, and we're working on a 1954 Chevy, and it's got a power steering reservoir here, and we can show you on the car where it mounts in here. Come on in here. And this container mounts down here. Can you see down here? And then it has a pressure line here, and then it has a return line. Well, the return line kept leaking all the time, and he couldn't figure out what was going on with it. So when I got the car, I found out that the nut here was not all the way tied up in the housing. So I figured it was leaking there. I got it all done, test drove it, and then I found out it still had a little bit of a leak, and it was coming from this connection. So when I took it off, everything looked okay at first, but one thing I noticed is this type of connection on this end, it's a nice big wide flare inside of there. The connection on the bottom of the tank, this flare in there, when you compare them to side by side, the one on this side over here is a lot bigger flare. So the one on this side, if you look closely, in this corner over here, is not sealing. So what that's allowing it to do when you're driving down the road, and this reservoir is mounted on the firewall there, and this is up like this, he's getting a drip, 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 you know, that runs down the back of the hose, it gets on the frame rail, and it makes a big mess. So when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, I could just loosen this, tighten this fitting up, and we're good to go. And it was a lot better, but it wasn't 100%. So when you're dealing with these kind of custom issues, the best thing to do is just take the whole thing apart, take it off the vehicle, look at both pieces. You'll find a difference the way those flares are designed inside there. One of them's got a lot bigger, wide, broader area, and one of them's a smaller area. And the smaller area, where you can see that it doesn't have any edge, where the lip meets around it, I'm not explaining it quite right, but it doesn't have a good seal on that outside edge, so it's just enough. You drive the car 5 or 10 miles, and you have a nice little bit of fluid coming down the back of the hose. So I'm going to shop around for this style, because you can see it's two different manufacturers because of the way it looks, and find out a better one that will fit this connection better, and that will have a solid fit. So it's just a little tip from John Sadler. When you're working on custom things, the best thing to do is just take the whole thing apart. And then I have a magnifying light. I look underneath the magnifying light, and I can see beyond a reasonable doubt that's not making a good seal. Even though it's tight, it's still making a weak seal. Not much, but we don't want to have any drip, drip, drips. You have a very nice car. We don't want to have it having drips of power steering fluid on the ground. So I'm going to find a new fitting for it, put it on there, make sure it has a good fit, go test drive it again, and hopefully that'll be the end of it. So thank you very much. Have a great day.